Sam Darley here, and now I'm going to break down the NFC West draft needs for the Seattle Seahawks. They've been to the Super Bowl 2 years running, and if they ran the ball, or if they had got, if Russell Wilson had made a better throw, they're probably two-time champions. A lot of people think, well, they should have ran the ball with Lynch. The whole world knew they were going to run the ball with Lynch at that last play, except for Pete Carroll, obviously, because he chose to pass. One thing that struck me, though, is why didn't he run the read option? Anyways, that's water under the bridge. Time to move on. So what did they need in the draft? Well, they got Jimmy Graham, and that was a huge deal. That was a huge, huge, huge deal. That, to me, saved them from losing the division to the Rams, in my opinion. And honestly, it keeps them as a legitimate threat for the Super Bowl this year. It gives them a big playmaker, which Russell Wilson finally has. At long last, other than Marshawn Lynch, they don't really have much on offense, except for Russell Wilson's read option. Offense to the receiving core, they're just decent. And although they play well when they're needed to, I don't consider any of them number 1, number 2, or even number 3 receivers on any other team. I think they might not even make it. I think honestly, realistically, those guys probably wouldn't make it past the practice squad. They were in the running for Andre Johnson. That kind of speaks volumes to how inferior the receiving core is, and that will get stronger a little bit with Jimmy Graham. If he's healthy, he's one of the top tight ends in the league, and he thinks he's a receiver, so receiver / tight end. He's one of the top playmakers in this game. So in the draft, I would still say they need to go get a wide receiver. They need to go get a vertical threat. They need to go get Russell Wilson, someone with similar skills to an Odell Beckham, someone who can blow past secondaries and make a huge, huge play. Because, honestly, that play at the end of the NFC Championship game that won it, that was a perfectly thrown ball. And that's the problem for Russell Wilson. He has receivers that don't get open, that don't consistently beat their secondary, their man off of the line of scrimmage. So he has to make a perfect throw. And in the Super Bowl, he did not make a perfect throw. So they need a playmaking receiver. They still need one. They still need one of those. They need to think about running back, because I don't know how much Marshawn Lynch has left. Defense, they might want to think about getting a little bit more safety help, cornerback help, simply because, Richard Sherman and Chancellor and Thomas Chancellor's healthy, I think, but Thomas is coming off pretty major injuries. So they're going to need some secondary help, just for depth and give guys like Thomas and Sherman legitimate support. What else do they need? They just really, like I said, with the Green Bay Packers, they just need to keep adding to their team because they're so successful. Pete Carroll's a hell of a coach. I think defensively, maybe pass rusher, maybe. But they need a playmaking receiver. That's do or die need right there for them, and they need to get Russell Wilson locked up on a long-term contract, and I'd have some concerns about him playing baseball. I mean, what if he suffers a major injury playing baseball? I mean, that's the thing. It's cool he wants to be a two-sport athlete, but you're the face of the franchise as the quarterback. And if I'm the GM and I'm the owner, I'm kind of like, just don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Because we need you. We need you. Maybe Russell, being a 2-star athlete, needs to. It's great. Like I said, it's great for him. It's cool. I don't know if he says his big league dream is not over. To be honest with you, I mean the days of Bo Jackson are over. We had the two-sport athletes. It's really cool. But like I said, in today's day and age, GMs and owners kind of want their their franchise player, the franchise quarterback, to be 100% on them. And I don't know how supportive the Seahawks are of Russell Wilson doing this. It's cool. Again, it's neat. It's cool. But they got to keep him healthy. They got to get him locked up long term. They need a playmaking receiver. A running back is something they should think about. And an offensive line. Guys that don't get penalized on every freaking play. Because last year I think they led the league in penalties on the offensive line. Outside of that, there's no dire needs on the Seahawks. They're just loaded. They're flat out good. They should get back to the Super Bowl this year. They could if they get home field advantage, because that's a tough place to play up in Seattle. But tell me what you think they need. Tell me. What did the Seattle Seahawks need to get back to the Super Bowl and rewrite their mistake from this previous Super Bowl? This has been Sam Darley. Thanks for watching.